All right, hey guys, Jason here. We are back. We were talking about this beast right here. Kind of a game changer unit, and the price is insane right now, and we're going to talk about it real quick, plus cover what it does. Also, I did not do an unboxing of it, but it comes in a very nice cardboard box, and the whole entire thing is incredibly well padded in this super good foam. So the quality of this thing, shipping, phenomenal as anything from OUPES is. As you see, I have this small OUPES. I got a medium-sized one too. I'll show you an inset that's actually running my huge computer workstation with all the monitors. Is running on that right now as a battery backup system for it. And then we have this big beast that they just launched and came out with, and we're going to talk about it. So we got some other things on the table that are going to matter for this as well too. First of all, for those of you that want to know if it works, yes, it works. I mean, you take anything this, we'll talk about the power output of this thing, but you can plug anything you want into this thing and anything you want to do, and it is going to fire it right up. Okay, I mean, it's a power station. It does what it's supposed to, and we'll talk about the wattages and what this thing can use and that kind of thing. But understand the beauty of what these things can do and how valuable they are. This particular one, this new one, also right now is on sale. This is half price because it's introductory. They just came out with this, and there's some neat features. We're going to dive into it, but I got to clear a table a little bit so I can. So we're going to talk about stuff. This thing is only $750 plus I get you another 5% discount code with a code in the link, so it's going to be even less than that. Whereas as soon as that promotional offer is over, whenever that is, I don't know, when that promotional offer introductory price is over, this will be $1,500. This thing is a steal for the money. This is incredible for the price. OUPES always does that when they launch this one. They launched it at half price. When they launch this one, they do it at half price. That's why I'm making this video for you immediately, because this is about to launch. I don't know if it's out there yet, but it's about to launch. Thing's incredible. I've been using it for the last few days, playing with it. It's just, they all work excellent. What is this thing? Well, the beauty of it is, you can see it's a little bigger than the small one they have. But on the same note, this is double the power of this. Okay, this one is, what is this? This is this is 992 watt hours. This is 2232 watt hours. So it's more than that. This is basically like 185 amp hour battery is kind of like what you would expect this to be at, where you're coming in at. Give you an example. This right here is a 100 amp hour LiPo 4 lithium ion battery. This is basically two of these, almost two of these inside of this, okay? And this is equivalent to one of these, which kind of makes sense. Look at the size, okay? This is about the same as what this is. This, though, is two of these. That's pretty impressive. There's a lot of power in something like that when you look at that, so very impressive. This also is 20, with boost mode, regular mode, 2400 watt, with boost mode, 2600 watt running wattage. With a 4500 surge watt. This generator right here, this inverter, champion inverter generator that you see right here, is 2500 running watt, 4000, I think it's 4000 start watt, or peak watt hit, you know, for the for jumps. Where am I going? Why am I missing that word? I'm missing it anyway, but this is about the same thing, basically. 2500 running watt and surge, that's the word, and about 4500 surge watt. So this generator is about the same power output as what this is. These are about the same thing. This obviously runs on gas, so it can run indefinitely as long as you put gas on it, but it also requires fuel, requires maintenance, and it makes a lot of noise. This is silent, and this is, you know, this has got all the advantages of electric power. So, and then this is also, this is pure sine output, pure sine. Delicate equipment can be ran on this. Delicate equipment, these are not pure sine inverters. So pretty interesting when you look at the reality of that and what you can do with it. And the weight factor. This thing does not weigh a lot to it. This thing comes in at 45 pounds. It is not heavy, not even a little bit, not heavy at all. Matter of fact, it weighs, I would say that I think you're like 28 pounds for this battery, so you're not a whole lot heavier, and you're two of those batteries in this, and it's 45 pounds, so very light. Also, notice on most of theirs, they have this back reverse handle. Not a bad setup, it works okay, and it's usable, but it does kind of stick out on the back here like this. Takes that edge out a little bit. it, but that's the design of these. This one uses a flat tray style top, which is pretty cool. You have double handles right here and here to carry it, and then this tray is kind of reinforced up here. It's got a nice little guard on there, but so you can put things on this, and because of that design too, you can run these and you can fit them underneath the seat of a car. If your truck seat is high enough up, you can fit these in there and create that power station right inside your seat, like in an F-150 underneath the back bench. Depends on the height of the seats. I know these fit. I'm not sure if this one will, but like I said, you can tuck them right in and have them set right in there. But it's also nice because now you can lock these down. This particular style is a little harder to lock down like in a trailer because you only got one handle place here. Still good enough to lock it in camp if you want to actually lock this down so somebody can't steal it. You can lock this down and put a cable to it, run it right out of the corner of your tent and put it to a tree. Whatever the case you want to, you can put in the screw-in augers in there like that, which is going to slow them down, and put a cable on it. They're not going to feel like they can just run in and grab it. This one for tying down, like if you're going to use it in overlanding or use it in a bed of your truck or use it inside your vehicle, this is nice because you actually have two handle points here that you can strap right down to the ground, right down to whatever you're doing, and keep this thing stable and locked down. So that's nice. You could also strap this up. You can actually wrap them around this with you can put those metal bands on there and strap this thing up underneath the deck or anything that you want to put there and strap it. So I love this handle design. It gives you more mounting versatility in this thing. So that is a fantastic feature. Let's move these things off the table here and we can take a look. Also, I brought this out just to show workstation charging or remote site charging stations as well too. It doesn't matter if you're clearing property, working on the farm, working on stuff back there. Being able, a lot of us rely today on battery powered stuff, battery powered saws, battery powered blowers, battery powered weed whips, battery powered chainsaws, battery powered a lot of stuff. Imagine how nice it is to be able to do that, but then you can bring these and plug all your chargers in and you could work for days off of this thing recharging your batteries. Very impressive with what you can do with these. So take the charging cord out of this so we can take a look at it and see what we got here. And this is it right here. Okay, this is it, the OUPES 2400. This thing is amazing. We have a total of 1,300 power outputs, or 13 optional power charging ports on this thing. We'll break it down in full detail. 45-pound weight, not very big in size, as you can see. It comes with your power cord. It also comes with a 12 volt, so you can charge this thing right from your car all the time in your car and keep that going for that. And then you also have the solar adapters right here because you can charge this thing with solar. How long does it take to charge? Well, this new one, this particular one, OUPES, again, always cutting edge and always updating things and doing new stuff with them. They have for these now, you have a with 1400 amp hour charging, 1400 amp charging that this thing can do. You are basically coming in at 1.5 hours of charging time to charge this thing back up. 1.5 hours. That's screaming. Okay, this is very impressive unit on here. You also get two of the PD140s. Where are they? Right here. PD 140 watts for super fast charging for your iPhone, laptop, anything. But these USB-C, these two 140 watt chargers, they scream. They scream. So you got those features. You got 4 120 volts on here. You got 4 USB chargers. You also have the 12 volt right here, just like that for your 12 volt connector. And then you got two of these little 10 amperes right here. So you got the setup on here. You have a reset switch back here for your fuse breaker reset. Here's your plug-in for your 120 volt. We don't need this on here anymore. We can take this right off, but I got to wiggle it through there and do that. I'm going to cut that off. And then here is your Anderson connection for your other ones right there. So nice, simple, and easy. We like the design. I like that they put those on the back, not on the sides, again, so that you can use these to strap this thing down. So like I said, very nice unit. Let's dive into some of the specs on here. What about use for this thing? I wrote some down. So think about it, obviously, in camp. You can run every possible thing you could dream of in camp. I mean, you could even run air conditioners in camp with this thing. So you got perfect availability, run anything you want in camp setup on this and last for a tremendous amount of time. I mean, just again, I can't emphasize that enough. You can run your diesel heater for heat. You could run air. You can run your hot water showers with this thing. You can run your camp setup where you could have your laptop going for watching movies and charging air, and you could have a light in there, and you could have a fan blowing on you, and you can have all your phones and your camera gear recharging at the same time with this unit. All in one setup. Sweet, simple, and easy. Take this, throw it right in your truck. You're good. Pull it out of your truck, set it on a table in your camp, plug, 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 good to go. Problem solved. Easy peasy. Home emergency. That is where this one here will shine for tremendously as well. Like I said, I have 3 of these. That little one lives in my trailer, and I have a 280 amp hour battery feeding that. And that is my hunting trailer setup, is where that little one goes to and sits right up there on a shelf and runs my whole power station for my hunting trailer. The other one, the middle-sized one that you saw, is actually running underneath my desk. It runs my computers and works as a battery backup system. And if I needed to, it's also a home backup system because I have everything plugged into, where it's all plugged into one. I unplug it, and literally I can take that thing. So power goes out, I walk in there, turn the computer off because that saves it, that battery, and this saves that. I log it off, I pull that out and unplug it, and I bring it in the house and I plug into anything I want to. This will even run window air conditioners. It'll run all that kind of stuff that you need it to. You could probably even run your pump, your well pump on this if you had one. So a lot of options for use for this, but this one will rely for home emergency very easily. This is so nice for Tina that if literally the power goes out, she doesn't have to come and grab a generator and pull one of these things out, fill it with gas because we don't leave gas in them, pole start it, set it up, hook all this stuff up to do that. Now, if you're going to be out of power for 4 or 5 days, 6 days, generators are worth their weight in gold because you can refill them with gas, okay? But for the times where you're out of power for 6 or 8 hours, 4 or 5, 6 hours, having this sitting in my living room means that all she has to do is grab an extension cord and she can run a refrigerator to this, and she can run the TV and a modem to this and a lamp and plug them all right in on one. We got one little power strip, plug, 2 cords, plug it in, and in 30 seconds she's back up and running, and she's running for hours without any fears of anything. Power comes back on, she just disconnects it, and then that's it. It's that simple. These things are beautiful for that. Medical. I've said this with every one of these. These are pure sine and they are fast. These things are medical backup systems. So if you have people that are on sensitive medical equipment, even CPAP machines, things like that, and you're worried about power going out where you are, you plug this in and leave it plugged into the wall. And then you plug your medical equipment into this. If the power goes out, your medical equipment does not skip a beat. This is at minus or less than 20 ms, whatever that weird stuff in is, scientific-y stuff things that this thing does. Anyway, it's good for medical equipment backup on there for you. It's not going to hurt it. Again, being pure sine, it can handle that sensitivity and it will not skip a beat. So if you're running a CPAP machine or something like that, power goes out in the middle of the night, you won't even know it. Not even going to make any difference. This thing's going to carry the weight for you. So they're very handy for those purposes on that kind of thing. Like I said, in your truck, it doesn't matter if you're camping, you're overlanding, you're doing construction, you're working a job site, or you're just clearing a field, or you're just out doing stuff on the back corner of your property or something like that. Having power in your truck is vital. And this thing here is serious power. This is not like the little plug in the bed of your truck that maxes out at 400 watts. Okay, this is serious power here that will do whatever you need, and it's brilliant at it. Obviously, the overlanding stuff. You guys need to run all sorts of different things. You're running, like my ice cold camp fridge. You're running your diesel heaters. You're running all that kind of stuff. You need something that's got the power to do it. Not only does this have the power to do it, it's got the massive battery size to run it for a long time. That's brilliant, and it only weighs 45 pounds. Okay, I mean, you're not going to take this with you on a backpack hunting trip. Okay, it's not for that. But for the stuff that we're doing by vehicle and things of that, this thing shines. This is a powerhouse for the money. A powerhouse for the price is insane. And computer backup systems. Like I said, computer backups, any of that kind of stuff, storms coming, you got to hurry. We're down here in the hurricane season starting here in another couple weeks. Down here, you could take this and you could make sure that you run your refrigerator and your TVs and your stuff through this thing if you wanted to, and plug them all into this during that time when you know a hurricane's coming in, and know that even then if you get these huge power spikes, it's not going to affect anything for you. Your sensitive equipment, your expensive appliances are all protected because this will protect them. So beautiful systems here. A lot of capability for this stuff. Obviously, job site remote work. I can't tell you how nice something like this would have been when I was doing all the photography stuff. We'd go down to the beach and stuff like that and do these portrait sessions, things of that nature at twilight. It would have been so nice to have something like this where I could take this and back my truck up and I could plug in. Instead of having to use remote flashes, I could actually put up my big studio lights and set them there and run them from something like this. And this is not that bad. Again, you could carry this thing down there, nothing to it. Just grab it, carry it, grab my bag of lights, walk down to the beach, drop this, or in the woods at the river, but drop this, plug in my studio lights, plug in everything I need, and be able to run power from this. Amazing. They didn't have this technology back then. It wasn't an option. Back then we were actually taking for video stuff, we were taking a tripod system and we built a rack on the bottom of it and we were using car batteries like this to power that stuff. Okay, this is such beautiful systems they have out here now on these things. So off-grid work, like I said, you name it, there's options for it. Just endless capabilities for this. Even bow fishing. You know, you could take something like this and put it, if you're not set up dedicated full-time bow fishing, you could take something like this and put it on your boat, frog gigging, flounder gigging, any of that kind of stuff. Put this on there and you could run a bunch of LED lights and have zero concerns whatsoever and run them all night long with just this and run silent. No more, again, having to run, you know, 6 batteries out there and doing all that system. Something like this could do it all for you too. So brilliant systems with what you can do. What about specs? Let's cover some specs on this thing real fast. And that is out of my element, so I actually screenshot a lot of these because I had to look them up. And remember, this stuff is not my crazy world here. But we do know here, for example, that this does also have a new and improved app. So you can control everything on this through the app. You can control the charging speed, you can control the delays, you can see real-time status of what it's doing and what the battery's at. You can do timeouts with this, so especially again if you're doing freezers, I've talked about that before. In my trailer on this one, I have it set up with a Christmas tree timer, manual Christmas tree timer, where I can say come on from 1 to 2, turn off from 2 to 4, come on from 4 to 5, turn off from 5 to 7, and I can set this so that my freezers will shut off. They'll come on for an hour and make sure everything's good and frozen. They'll shut off for a couple hour dwell time, come back on. You can do all of that right through the app on this thing. So they give you total flexibility to control all of that stuff right through the app on your phone. So that is a very nice feature they give you on here. We like that a lot. As far as that's greater than, it says uninterrupted UPS backup, and it shows 20 megaseconds or ms, whatever that is. So keep your CPAP, your oxygen machines, all that stuff running seamlessly during outages. That's what I was talking about, that 20 millisecond or whatever that is, UPS. You can charge up to 13 devices at one time on this, full power running every one of them, and it will take it. Again, massive capabilities out of this thing. This is, like I told you, LiPo 4 battery technology, 3,500 recharges without a problem, 10-year lifespan on this thing, well worth it. It's going to hold up like a beast. 45-pound weight in this is what we're looking at. It gives you some real-world run times that they have on their website. They're saying that a Wi-Fi router, you'll run for 200 hours on this thing for a 25-watt Wi-Fi router, 60 hours on a 30-watt light bulb. Nobody even uses 30-watt light bulbs anymore. They're all LED now, so they're all like 5 and 10 watt. CPAP machine, if this was only running this, so if your power went out, you get 64 plus hours for a CPAP machine strictly running on this machine. That's very impressive. That's you're pushing 3 days almost with being able to run a CPAP only on this. A refrigerator, 4 to 7 days depending on a refrigerator. TV, 24 hours depending on if it's an 80-watt TV, 23 plus hours. Microwave, not that you would ever run it for 1.5 hours, but that's how long you can get out of it. So again, very impressive, the power out of this thing. 1.5 hour charging at 1400 watt max charging for fast AC charging. You can also mix fast charge with solar charging. It will do solar. You even give you the cords and everything for it right there. And it does DC charging that we showed you. And covered all that, checking this thing, covered all that, and it does have that boost mode. It says 2400 watt, but it does have a boost mode up to 2600 watt too, which will kick in if it needs it. So that's kind of a nice feature in there. And it's also low standby power consumption. I think it was so low, about 27 watts, maintaining a relatively low AC, no load consumption of around 27 watts, promoting energy efficiency while you power up. So that's nice. 5-year warranty, which is an upgrade for them now too. 5-year warranty on a power station is pretty unheard of today. That's very impressive. Upgraded 5-year warranty, and it says if you sign up at OUPES.com, you get an extra year, so a total of 6-year warranty on this unit. That is very, very impressive. I told you about the adjustable charging speed, solar compatible, and I think that pretty much covers this thing here. I think I did. You get, like I said, you do get 2 of those ports, those 140 ports right here. These 2. These are your gold mine for you guys that are running phones, laptops, things like that. You're charging headlamp batteries, charging camera batteries. When you need to charge stuff fast, these 2 ports, they scream at 140 watts. These are moving very, very fast. So they'll get your stuff charged up really quick. And we got 2 of them on here, which is a beautiful thing. You got, and it's seamless for the switching, virtual recharge options. I think I covered all that, and eco-friendly energy source. That's the battery, and we did. So that covers everything on this. So, but what a beast of a machine is what this is. This is just a absolute workhorse of a unit that is very silent, very capable, pure sine. Just what a... These things are just worth their weight in gold. And this one, for being twice the power of what this one is, and, you know, not a whole lot bigger when you look at it size-wise, that's pretty dang impressive. These are 2, they're everything that OUPES makes. Like I said, I have 3 of them now. This is my 3rd one. I absolutely love them. No, I did not pay for this. No, I did not pay for that one either. But I use them religiously. Like I said, they're constantly in use. This one is running my trailer the whole entire time inside of there. Everything in there. The one in there is running my computer stations in my office and all my sensitive equipment, all my camera battery charging ports and everything like that that I don't want anything to get damaged, runs through that thing in there and does a fantastic job. So, and in this one here, this beast is going to be my my long trip camp one where we'll take. This is probably the one I'm going to take for camp most of the time anyway. The reason I say that is that other one is set up for my computer setup in there in my office running that. This one is usually locked down in my trailer, tied down on a shelf that runs my trailer. This one is the one that's going to be free and mobile. This is the one that's going to be set up. It's going to be sitting there tucked in a cabinet in the living room. Power goes out. Tina just reaches in, pulls it out, set it down, plug, 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 and now power is going and we got it. And again, we're in Georgia. Hurricanes happen here. If you're in the north, you get ice storms, you get all this kind of stuff. This takes care of all of that issue for me 100%. And by doing that, this one, by being right there, it's mobile. If we go camping for the weekend, I'm going to probably just walk in the house, grab this one, take it, carry it out, throw it in the back of the truck, and I'm set to go. It's no big deal. It's just portable, lightweight, simple, functional. Love the double handles, and this will probably be my go-to mobile, do anything I need, power station, stuff like that kind of thing. And like I said, we go help buddies out. We go over there and we bring all of our electric chainsaws, stuff like that too. This will just sit there. I can throw this in a truck. I can plug in my ice cold cooler and have ice cold drinks for all of us. I can plug in all the battery charging stations. I have 8 of these charging stations, and I can plug them in a power strip, plug this in, and have batteries going for everybody at every given time. So much versatility to this power station and what you can do with it. And right now, $749 plus an additional 5% off with the discount code below. Once this promotional offer ends, and I don't know, they did not tell me how long that's going to be. When a promotional offer ends, $14.99, $1,500 is what this will cost. Which, even at $1,500 for what it is size-wise, shop the other brands. Shop them and see. This is pretty dang impressive. So very, very good. But for $749, woo, bargain right there for sure. So questions, comments, anything you got, put them down below. And as always, like I said, all the links will be in the description for you. Thanks for watching.